right. Even if you pinch me twice, yes, I keep dreaming.
Lovely lullabies. I don't see another thing but starry skies. Pillows of clouds.
What's up, y'all? Mina SayWhat. You know what it is out here. Kicks USA. Got my girl Bridget Kelly here.
Hey, what's going on? How you doing, babe?
I'm good. I haven't seen you maybe in a year.
It's been about a year.
A year.
Yeah, it's been about a year. Last time I saw you, we were in New York, and then the time before that, I was here.
Remember we went to Chester. You performed at Chester. Remember that?
Yes, that was so much fun.
Yeah.
We had a blast that day.
Yeah, so Bridget, my boo, you got a new project out called Summer of 17. So I've heard the project, love the project. I love where it is, like, creatively. I like where you're going with this. But tell people who haven't heard your project what it's about.
So basically, Summer of 17 is a nostalgic kind of thing for me. Like, I feel like I'm 29 now, right? When I was 17, everybody was prepping for college and trying to be an adult and be responsible. And I wasn't trying to do that. I was trying to have fun. Now I'm 29. All my friends are engaged or married, and I'm still having fun. And everybody's trying to have babies, and I'm over here like, nah, I'm gonna go make my money. And I mean. I'm a late bloomer, what can I say? And I feel like this EP embodies that. Like, it embodies, a fun, flirty, sexy kind of vibe. And it's still really excited about love. I'm an optimist. I love love. So I'm living my life one day at a time.
I don't think you're a late bloomer. I think you're representative of the new woman now. We're not so caught up. Listen, let me preach to you real quick. Hello, listen, we're not, because we're the same age. So it's like, we're not caught up in the, let me go get married and have a kid. I'm trying to excel. I have ambitions and I have goals. And until I meet those goals, then maybe I'll think about these other things. But I don't think we're late bloomers. We're a representation of new women here.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope we're not saying this in 5 years. Like, this is just this is a Renaissance woman at 33 that just feels like. No, I really, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I do feel the pressure. More so from my family than from anybody else. All my friends are in the same boat. Like, the friends that I run around with are in the same boat. But I think overall, like, I'm still looking for my own happiness and my own fulfillment. And I think that that's really important. So before I attach myself to anybody else, I want to have that.
When the pressure, it comes.
Yeah.
As soon as you start hitting like your late 20s, it starts coming. And I don't know why. Right. But I think it's because those are their expectations and they're trying to put their expectations on you. You see a 29-year-old man doing his thing. Nobody is telling him when you getting married, when you having kids. But when it comes to women, this is what we're told.
Yeah, because everyone's looking at us like, you can't be 35 and alone. Like, what are you going to do? Like, you're a failure in life if you don't have a husband. You got to be booed up. So, I mean, I don't know. It is what it is. At the end of the day, for me, I have no shame in it. I have no qualms about being single and having a good time and really just finding myself. I mean, I'm not out here trying to be, spinning from the chandeliers, but I definitely am all about a good happy hour turn up, a good time, and, trying to meet somebody that I can be flirty with.
So I was looking at old pictures of us, our first interview, right? This is when Frank Ocean stole your song. Remember that?
I do remember that. Oh my gosh. 3 years ago? 3 or 4 years, maybe almost 4.
More.
4 years ago. 4 years ago. Yeah, 4 years ago.
It wasn't 4.
Yeah, it was 2011, 4 years ago.
It has to be more than 4 because I've been in Philly for almost 4. And then, you sure?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I didn't record that song till like the beginning of 2011, so it had to be later on.
It feels like forever ago.
It was. It was.
So I was thinking about how young we were. At that time, it was you, signed to Roc Nation, J. Cole. I think Rita Ora was also signed. So how has that been, seeing how everything played out with Roc Nation? Because Bridget used to be signed to Roc Nation. You no longer are. So how do you feel about how everything played out with the other artists that were signed at the same time that you were signed and how everything rolled, I
mean, I was the first artist, so I feel like I was kind of the guinea pig. I think everybody was kind of figuring out how the mechanisms were going to work with me. And, I think I got the short end of the stick because I was the first person that they signed and they were still trying to figure everything out. So, I mean, I think it was a beautiful experience for me, those few years I was with them. The fact that I got to tour the world with Jay-Z, I mean, nobody gets to do that. You know what I'm saying? It was a really beautiful time. But after a while, I hit the plateau. I was like, you know what? We're not really making the kind of moves I need to make, not really going the pace that I want to go. And I just, when you get to that point, it's kind of like you got to make a decision. And honestly, we were all on the same page when everything kind of came into the fold. It was a really peaceful, amicable breakup.
Why do you think you guys just weren't seeing the same path? What happened?
I think everybody's just busy. I think when you're a part of a label, again, I was the first artist, so I was the beginning. I was in the very first wave, and then once they kind of were in getting involved in management, and then it was producers, and then it was writers, and then they had their hands in a lot of different things, and so everybody goes where the attention and where the excitement is, and I wasn't new and shiny anymore, I guess, and I felt like maybe I needed to spread my wings somewhere else.
So what did you learn from that experience? Like the one thing you learned from being signed there?
I think overall, the last 8 or 9 years of my career, I think the one thing I've really had to grapple with is trusting myself. I don't think I didn't trust my own intuition when I felt something was off or I thought something was wrong. I didn't question it. I just kind of rolled with it because I felt like, you know what, everybody knows more than me. I'm new at this. I don't know what's going on. So rather than I didn't really educate myself the way I should have. And so I think that helped. That kind of contributed to it taking so long for me to walk away and try and find something else. But I think, overall, I needed all that experience to get me here. I wouldn't know half the stuff I know or be connected to the people that I'm connected to or have the experience and the wherewithal to now be able to navigate. So.
You toured with Jay, obviously. When you go touring with Jay, you build a bond with Jay. Did you feel like you have to call him when you made the choice? Like, I need to go. Was there a conversation that happened?
It was more so a conversation with Tata, because Tata and Jay Brown were really like my brothers. Like, they really held me down, and so the conversation was really with Tata. It was just kind of like, look, what are we doing here? It was beginning. We're getting into the beginning of the year. Are we gonna do an album? What do you want to do? Like, what should we do here? Because I'm feeling like we don't. The love is gone. Yeah. The magic is gone. Like, we're just not there anymore. And it was like, yeah, I guess we could figure out how to, go our separate ways. And it was fine. Like, we were all good. We're all cool. I have no issues with anybody. They have no issues with me. It's no beef. It's amazing. I see them. It's all love. It's great.
We were talking about how you when you know a situation's not right, you still give it the opportunity because you hope that something's gonna change. Yeah. But then there's always like that straw that breaks the camel's back, and it's like that last situation where you're like, I've had enough. What was that situation for you? I think when my EP Cut to Bridget Kelly came out, I felt all of the lead up to that was really was hard. I felt like I was really trying to beg people to push the project, and then I was doing a USO tour when it came out, so I wasn't even able to promote the right way or do a tour or do anything like that. It was just kind of thrown out there, and I was in Afghanistan at the time. Like, I was on I was on a military base, and I had no Wi-Fi. I wasn't doing anything, so I think that was kind of it for me. I just kind of felt like everybody's a little disconnected, and I felt disconnected from the project because of it, so I felt like, it's just this time. Your eyelashes look good. Are those yours?
They're extensions, girl.
Girl, they look good.
Thanks.
You look good.
Thank you.
You look really good. You look happy.
I am. I'm really, really happy. I'm at peace. I'm loving the music I'm making. Everything I'm writing and I'm inspired by is incredible. Different phase of life.
You chop the hair. This is what we do as women, right? When we're going through our phases, we chop. So why the short blonde? What happened? Because I think you were long brunette before, right?
I had black hair. Mm-hmm. I had long black hair. But then I had blonde, and it was a lot. Bangs, and I used to hide behind my bangs. I felt like that was a security thing for me. I had bangs in my face, and so nobody could really see me. Right. Which I hated. After a while, I was like, this is dumb. Cut my hair. But it was a really refreshing moment for me to cut my hair. And then this year, I just felt like let's try something new. Let's go a little bit lighter. Let's go a little lighter, a little more fun. So we went blonde.
So what makes you happy? Because you have like a glow, and I'm happy because, you're pushing on and you're putting out this project and you're touring, and that's what matters. You're independent. It's probably a new realm. So what makes you happy right now? Because I love like the energy that you have right now.
I think it's the fact that I am still able to do what I love. There's still people that appreciate it, that really vibe to it, and I'm getting to do it with people that I trust and I love, and I'm excited to embark on this new journey. I think it's kind of like. This EP is the first thing I put out by myself. So everything, all the music we put together, my team and I put together ourselves. I wrote everything with other writers and producers myself. I went in with a vision, executed, and it's come together really, really nicely. And I'm very proud of that. I think there's something about that as an artist when you are really clear and concise about what it is you want and you can see it come to fruition. To me, it's reaffirmation. It's a sign of God, and I just feel like I'm right where I'm supposed to be, and that in itself is enough to make me happy.
Yeah. When you were at Roc Nation, did they hand you records that they wanted you to do?
Oh, all the time. That's what a lot of labels do. They want you to record as much as possible, and then you kind of sift through. You go and you write, you produce, you do whatever, and then, you go through a catalog of like 100 songs and see which ones fit. Yeah.
So now you're more hands-on, and obviously that might add to the glow because you're more confident about your music.
Absolutely. But I mean, at first it was terrifying. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't wake up one day like, yes, we're gonna write an album and we're gonna go broke doing it. It's gonna be great, independent. No, it was definitely like, okay, if I'm really gonna do this, I really gotta do it. I really gotta go in. I really have to be clear about what I want to say. I really have to have a message. Really be, specific about, who I want to be as an artist. And I feel like I spent a lot of time kind of garnishing that. And now I'm here. And now I feel like I've arrived as an artist. And that's a beautiful thing. So that's part of it.
What's the hardest thing now, though? Because obviously there's struggles when you go from a major support to an independent situation. What's the hardest thing right now?
I would say the hardest thing is, what is the hardest thing?
Did I stump Bridget Kelly?
You did, right? I'm never speechless.
Right.
This is crazy. I'm never speechless. The hardest thing. I don't know if I've gotten to the hardest part yet.
There has to be something where you're like, whoa, this is different.
I mean, the only thing that's different really, and I don't think of it as a bad thing, is being able to see who was really rocking with me because of the Jay-Z cosign, and who really just was rocking with me because they genuinely were believers. I think that's been a blessing, is to get to see, people that really just want to see me win just off the strength of me, not off the strength of, oh, well, she's with Roc Nation, so of course we gotta, support her. I feel like now I'm able to see like who the real supporters were and who the real fans are, and that to me is, it's a blessing.
Has someone broke your heart where it's like, damn, I thought we was here, we not here, like you're not messing with me like that no more?
I wouldn't look at it as heartbreaking. I think it's just it's a rude awakening, but I think I knew kind of what to expect. I expected the worst. When I left the label, I was like, nobody's gonna mess with me, no one's gonna want to work with me, everyone's gonna be like, oh, damaged goods over there, like we ain't with it. And I was pleasantly surprised at how many people really reached out to me and were like, yo, if you still want to work, I'm down. You want to write, you want to produce, I want to produce for you, I want to play for you, I want to do this. A lot of people still reached out, and we're still trying to work. And that to me was like, okay, I'm not a complete failure.
I'm not alone on the island. Who were those people?
A lot of writers, there was a group of producers called ATL&F, C4 and Bongo. Bongo is an amazing producer, C4 as well. And they were like, listen, we'll work with you. The interns who did, Anaconda for Nicki Minaj and Birthday Cake, they're big good friends of mine, so they reached out and wanted to work with me. I think those are probably the most prominent for me, because they were people I always wanted to work with. And so they came out the woodwork and was like, well, we're still gonna work with you, doesn't matter. And I was like, okay, good.
Mac Wiles, you and him, I see you filling up on him in the video. Hey, she got a new little video called
Rosé, honey. It could have been anybody.
Is that what it was?
Absolutely. Oh, we were lit.
Drunk thoughts, or what is it? Wait.
A drunk word, sober thought.
Right?
No, definitely not. It was summertime. It was hot in that backyard. We were performing. It was so much fun. Honestly, he's one of my close friends, right? And so I trusted him. I was like, yo, it's about to get real, dog. Like, we about to be drunk in this backyard. We about to be turned. It's about to be half the people that were there didn't even know they were there for the video. Like, it was a party. We had a block. We shut the whole block down. It was a really good time. I was so happy that he was down to do a record with me, because I felt like, one, we're from New York, so I wanted to do something that was going to be a real New York vibe. Two, he's a cutie pie. Like, girls like him. So I wanted to do a record with somebody that was going to be able to, get the message across and still be flirty and still be kind of fun. And three, like, like I said, we're friends. So it was an easy chemistry. We didn't have to force or fake any type of like poking fun at each other. You know what I mean? It was a natural, very organic vibe.
Was that the first video you recorded since not being signed to a big label?
Oh yeah, that's the only other video I've done since Street Dreaming with Kendrick Lamar, like 3 years ago. Yeah.
Wait, so were you involved in like the direction and everything? Like, is that a new side that you're taking on now?
I mean, I think I've always had ideas about it, but they're my ideas, so we get to really do it. You know what I mean? I had ideas and wanted to do things differently before, but they never really happened. So now everything is us. Everything is my team. It's all us.
I really connected with you. I was reading one of your interviews, I think you did with Nicole Bitchie, or her blog, and you were saying how when the Roc Nation situation fell apart, that so did your relationship.
Yeah.
And I really connected with you, because a similar situation happened to me, and it seems like when your career is going down the drain, the person that you want to go to and they're supposed to be in your corner, he's not there anymore. And like, I've experienced that. So I'm like, I really connected with you, and I really wanted to just applaud you for opening up about that, because that's a hard situation to even talk about. It even took took me a long time for me to talk about it on the radio, girl. Like,
Really?
yeah, it took me a while to get okay with the idea that this person that had been in my life for so long wasn't there, and now I gotta tell my listeners.
Right.
So, like, for you to even open up about it, I mean, how was that?
It was tough. It was a little tough, but I think again because I'm in a space where I'm accountable for everything that happens. I'm accountable for everything I say, everything I do, everything that comes, all the energy that I gravitate towards is because of the energy I put out. And so I felt like, you know, at this point I have to be honest about it. You know what I mean? And it was a relationship that because I was unhappy, I ruined. It wasn't even so much that he walked away, he wasn't there. I was so unhappy with myself and where I was at that I was pushing him away like, nah, I gotta figure this out. I'm not here for it right now. And so, you know, it's something I'm grappling with. He's the one that got away. But we'll see.
Isn't that crazy that we do that though? Like,
Yeah.
we're so into our jobs that we like throw everything else.
People underestimate the pride and the ego of a woman. Like I had intense pride. I was like, nah, I can figure this out. I got this on my own. I don't need your help. I don't need your support. And then, you know, 6 months later, I was like, nah, I was just playing. I really want you back. Come back. Come back. I love you. I'm sorry. So I mean,
And then he was like, ignore.
it's like delete, block. I was like, okay, bye.
You know it's bad when you go to look at his Twitter page and he no longer follows you. You can't even see nothing. You tight.
Blocked. I'd be like, damn, I'm blocked. So
It was that bad?
it was that bad? You really don't want to see me? Like, damn. So you can check on me, but I can't check on you? Like, that ain't fair.
So what happens now? Like, it's just bye?
I mean, I'm single. I'm living my life, and I'm.
There's no texting? Like nothing?
I mean, like here and there, he may choose to respond sometimes, but it's nothing. It's nothing crazy. It's always a, hey, how's your day? It's great. Okay, that's what we got. That's what we got. Then I'll take it. I'll take it.
Is there resentment a little bit? Like, you left me when you didn't. You like, even when we push people away, if you know that your partner's going through a hard time, you're supposed to be there. Like, that's the code. Like, you know I'm going through it. You're not supposed to leave when I tell you to leave, but is there resentment?
I mean, I think in relationships, period, there's resentment. When one person, because we both going through it. That's the thing. When you're both going through it at the same time, it's like, oh, we all out here drowning because neither one of us can swim. Like, I can't hold you up. I can barely hold myself up. And I feel like we were both in that space. So that's probably why it fell apart.
Yeah, I just identify with you, and a lot of people go through that. You know,
hard, man.
It really
it's hard, especially in this industry. It's like we meet people all the time, and we have access to so many different things and people and opportunities, and we're just kind of like tunnel vision sometimes about what we want and wanting it our way, and it's hard.
Our way, that's so difficult. I was just having this conversation with this other radio guy, and I'm like, yo, it's crazy. As a woman, I know what it's like to be that busy. I have 5 emails. There's 5,000 people in my email, but I still want massive attention. So imagine being a regular chick that don't got all of that going on, and you want massive attention, and then he's that busy and he don't got time for you. You feeling like, damn, you don't want to make no time for me? Like, I'm not important to you?
Right. I need to be important. I need all undivided attention, but I ain't got undivided attention for you, so you're going to have to just thug it out and take this strong 75% that I got, and I'm going to need 100 from you. I'm a typical woman.
Listen, so what happens now? You're on tour, you're performing in Philly. What's the next step? Is there one, or are you just living this moment right now?
I'm going to go back into album mode as soon as we're done with this little run. The weather's about to get cold, so you know East Coast, we hoodies and sweats all winter long, and then just go back into album mode and finish the album. I was halfway through, actually, when I stopped to do Summer of 17. So now that I'm back into, like, you know, tour mode, performance mode, it's exciting, but then as soon as it's done, I'm going to be like, okay, I'm checking out, and I'm going to just fade to black and go into the studio.
I want to see you win, because we see so many like male independent artists who literally they put music out online. Dom Kennedy is a genius.
Of course.
Yo, like he'll put music out online, go on an independent tour, and not need anything from anyone and make his money. Tech 9, he's always on the hip hop Forbes list. Tech 9
is such a monster.
Yes.
He needs to write a book. Tech 9 needs to write a book. Like, I need him to just write the formula out for the rest of us who are trying to figure out how to capitalize on being indie, having these ventures, making this kind of bread, and still keeping your distance from all the nonsense and the politics. Yeah.
It can be done. I want you to do it, because I don't see what other woman is out there independent really moving like that, and that sings R&B. Like, that's the whole other thing. But it's needed, because how much R&B are we hearing on the radio a lot these days?
I mean, well, R&B's taking on a different face. I mean, there's no women really in R&B that are on the radio. The only girl that was really on the radio like that, and even then it was on hip hop tracks, was Jhené Aiko. Mm-hmm. Nobody else was really female wise on the radio right now in R&B. So, and Tinashe. I mean, I rule her out. Tinashe did it. Tinashe's been doing it good. So, I mean, otherwise, there's nobody. So we got to get it back.
Well, I'm gonna support you, boo. I'm here for you. I was like, my girl Bridget's coming through. Let's do it.
Yes, I was like, I gotta see Mina. I can't come to Philly and not see Mina. I'll get killed. Like, that'd be crazy. I'll get cursed out. I'll be on and get a phone call like, where are you at? You didn't call me. I'm telling you, it's crazy.
All right, tell them what you want them to know, where they can find you, everything like that, and what's coming up next.
So basically what you need to do is buy the Summer of 17 EP on iTunes now. Make sure you follow me on Twitter and Instagram at I am Bridget Kelly. And for all of the tour dates and all the other info and content and video blogging and all of that, make sure you're at IamBridgetKelly.com.
And I want you to check out her nails.
Great.
I wouldn't be able to put my contacts in with these.
I put my contacts in with these every morning. Because I just used to putting it on the tip and then my nail and just put it in.
I can't. I gotta do these because of that.
And the texting, I'm like,
yeah.
The little like knuckle part of my finger, I can't be on with my fingertip. I don't even know what the fingertip feels like, I tell you.
Women problems.
Yeah.
#. Listen, Mina SayWhat, you know what it is. Out here, Kicks USA. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you support my girl Bridget, all right?
Yeah.